to the bank. For me, your man, Louie T. Welcome to this LouieTeeNetwork exclusive kickback week number 8 in the National Football League. Somebody in the comment section asked, does the Piss Cup come in flavors? Why, yes, it does. 1, piss. And I am happy to say I will not be sipping from it, but barely. Let me first talk to the NFL for a second before we get to tonight's proceedings. I want to thank everyone for joining me tonight on this Week 8 kickback edition. Let me talk to the NFL. Let me rap to the NFL for a second. NFL, you ain't shit. You a dirty, nasty, stinking son of a bitch. I just need you to understand what you did to everybody last week. Totally uncalled for. Unnecessary. You're dirty and you stink. With that said, this was the absolute worst week in winners and losers history. This was a bloodbath, and nobody was spared. Now, I will say, the high point man this week was 7. I think it were about 3 or 4 people that had 7. That's great. If you finished above the Mendoza line this week, you did some things. Because just about everybody had 9 or 8 losses. I mean, we were all knocking on the door of double-digit losses in a week where there were only 13 games. The fact that we were sniffing around double-digit losses is utterly ridiculous. And it just goes to show you, you think you know, but you got no idea. The NFL is so dirty, Dick Dastardly. 7 upset winners in week 7. Most in NFL history for a week where there were 14 games or less. 7. That means there were more underdogs that won than favored teams in week number 7. That doesn't happen in the NFL. You'll get 4 or 5, in a week where there's 15, 16 games. In a week where there's 13, 7 underdogs. That's why we all got. That's why we all got. And again, nobody was spared because there was no Carolina for you to pick on. There wasn't a Houston for you to say, hey, I don't think they're going to win this week. And you couldn't, Denver and teams like Denver and Green Bay were playing each other. So you didn't have them to pick on. They were playing each other. You had to pick between that garbage. Right? Washington and the Giants, you had to pick through that trash. So you couldn't just look at a team and say, I know the Giants losing this week. I know the Patriots losing this week. Well, at least we thought we did. Anyway. Let's get to the proceedings this evening so we can get in and out of this thing. Once again, I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. What a rough week it was last week, but we forged forward. That's what we do. And I was down on myself. Sunday was a rough day for me. I'm going to keep it a buck. Sunday was rough. That was the day I came to the realization that my team wasn't going to be anywhere near as good as I thought they were this year, and that the offensive coordinator he isn't it probably, and I had to come to that realization. So that was one thing that was huge in week 7 and put a damper on my day. And then going 4-9, or at the time, going into Sunday night, I was 4-7. So I still had a chance to salvage the week, even though it would have been 6-7. I would have taken that gladly over the 4-9 that I finished. And losing the Sunday night game and then turn around losing the Monday night game and finishing 4-9, I thought I was dead. I hadn't looked at the sheet. I didn't even want to look at the sheet. I was like, I know I'm sipping from the piss cup. I know it. And then the football guy said, bro, easy. I got a dime for you over here, man. Somebody lost 10 games? Salute to you. But the biggest thing is I'm not worried about who lost 10 games. it was the leaders that didn't, lose 6 games or 5 games or 7 games. They all lost 8 or 9. So I'm hanging around. That's all I'm asking for. Just let me hang around, man. Let me hang around. Let me hold a little something. I'm gonna be back up. Let me hold a little something right now. I'm down right now. I'm gonna run you your 20 spot. Let me hold it. Let me hold a Dubsky. I'm gonna run it back to you when I'm up. I'm down right now. I needed y'all to come with me. I needed company. Rest in peace to Suzanne Summers. I needed company though. Let's jump into it. We'll start with the survivor pool real quick. So we lost some more soldiers. So this thing is whittling down. All right, so let's go through this real quick. San Francisco got Coop Dog. Valiant effort for Coop Dog. You lasted 7 weeks. Same with Red Ball Manders. Valiant effort. Buffalo licked you down, man. I always tell people stay away from family business, but I'm not mad at you for that. And honestly, family business is what's saving people. So Buffalo got you though, unfortunately. Daywalker survives with Seattle, and just about everybody this week survived with Seattle. So the strategy right now is, hey, chase the bad teams. Eventually that's going to get you got. But hey, while it's there to be had, keep on trucking. So Seattle was the one that really got everybody through. 808 Skins fan, Seattle got him through to week 8. Media Truth, Seattle got him through to week number 8. D Malone, Seattle got him through to week number 8. You see the theme here? Mike Lowry, Commander E, BB, and Texan 119 all got through to week 8 via Seattle. Same can be said for Kevin the PRF. Sonny Rawson. Lost a good one, man. Lost my guy, Sonny. Buffalo Bills. But I wiped my own ass. Buffalo got him down, man. Bad. Skoosk Andy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Remind me again. Send me another email. So I gotta watch it so I know how to say it. I'm sorry. Buffalo got him too. Bronco Billy survives with Seattle. Cody. Favorite name in the survivor pool. Survives with Seattle. Juice. Surprisingly, had Kansas City left. I would not have used them last week, but hey, whatever works, right? He's going to week number 8. Bet the Board, unfortunately, along with Gridiron King, both met their demise at the hands of the Buffalo Bills, who did not get it done against the New England Patriots. There's nothing worse than having your survivor pool end on a late game touchdown. You're living and dying on every single snap at the end of that game, and for it to not go in your favor. Whew, I've been there. Many a times. I'm 0 for 11 in these things. So, I've had my fair share of years where I've either survived because of a late game, situation in heroics, or I've died because of the same thing. You live by it, you die by it. Congratulations to all of you who made it through to week number 8. Now, there are only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of you remaining. We started with 56 or something like that. We're down to 12. It's getting down to the nitty-gritty. And I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to start dropping like flies. This is when shit gets real, right around getting close to week 10, because you're running out of options. You've used all the teams that you trust. Now you got to start trusting teams that you don't. I don't envy you, but I wish I was you. I wish I was still in it. Congratulations to those of you who are still alive. And we'll see if you make it through to week number 9. Good luck. Get your picks in, people. You've come too far to lose because you did not submit your picks. Get your picks in, people. Sheets are up and available and ready for mass consumption, please get your selections in on time. You've done a really good job of it, specifically in the survivor pool. Do not stop now. All right. So that is the survivor pool. We move on to winners and losers, or excuse me, the weekly pick'em pool is where we'll head next. I'm getting a little agitated now because I still haven't won one this season. I knew I wasn't going to win this week. My picks were absolute garbage can juice, but Chalupa did win. Ding! I need to go to Taco Bell maybe. Hell no. I like my stomach too much. But Chalupa got it done. 6 losses. That, you know, is some shit when 6 losses gets you the dub and wins you, what is this, $100? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Yeah. You know it's some shit when 6 losses gets you $100. You know that week won't shit. Chalupa had to fight for it, though. There were 2 other people that had 6 losses, but Big Time had 6 losses, but the points is what got Big Time. He had 55 points. Chalupa had 32, and the final score ended up being 22-17, 39 total points. I think one more person had 6 losses, but they too were over the total, and thus by default Chalupa gets the dub. Congratulations to Chalupa. I will be sending you your bread here shortly, so be on the lookout for that. And again, if you think your picks are good, throw them into the weekly pick 'em, man. Cost you $7. Who knows? You might win 100. You might win 90, 85, 110, whatever the pot is that week. Throw your one sheet in there. See what you got. Chalupa did it this week. Walked away with a cool hundo. Congratulations once again to Chalupa. Look at all this red. Boy, the football gods had a time last week. Whew. My goodness. All right. Last but not least, we get to the big boy. And that's winners and losers. All right, so we'll start at the top. Oh shit. I'm sorry, guys. I am so sorry. I never went back and shared the screen with you guys. I am so sorry. I apologize. Sorry about that. My deepest apologies. So what I'll do is I'll pull those back up real quick, and we'll go over them real quick, since we already went through them, but you guys didn't get to see what I was referring to. I'm going to pull them back up quickly. So we'll stop sharing that, and we will get to the survivor pool quickly, and we'll run through this thing. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I've been tripping all day on the film study. I had super chats in the way of the stuff. I've been tripping all day. Let's get to the Soul Survivor real quick. We'll go through this really fast. Like I said, I've already gone through it, so I don't need to keep you here longer than I need to with it. So Coop Dog gone. Niners got him. Red Ball Manders, Buffalo got him. A lot of people survived. Most of the people that are left survived with Seattle. You know, Daywalker, Skins, 808 Skins fan, Media Truth, D Malone all survived via Seattle. Same can be said for Mike Lowry, Commander E, BB, Texan 119, and Kevin the PRF. We lost another couple of good soldiers, Sonny Rawson and Skoosk Andy, both with the Buffalo Bills. Bronco Billy and Cody both survived with Seattle. And Juice still had Kansas City left, pulled that one out of his back pocket to survive. Meanwhile, Bet the Board and Gridiron King both met their demise, selecting the Buffalo Bills. Congratulations once again to all of you who survived week number 7 and are moving on to week 8. There are 12 of you left. Get your picks in. Once again, congratulations. And may you survive yet again. Let's get to the weekly pick 'em real quick. This wouldn't take but 2 seconds. All right. So the winner of the 7th week of the weekly pick 'em pool was Chalupa. As you can see, 6 losses. Again, 6 losses should never win you shit. But when you got a week like this, this is unprecedented. 6 gets you $100. Chalupa had 32 points, won the tiebreaker over Big Time, who had 55 points. So shout out to Chalupa for winning the weekly pick 'em pool. And as I mentioned, if you think you have a winner, think you finished making your selections, you normally don't play in the weekly pick 'em, but you go, damn, this is a good ass sheet right here. Throw it in the weekly pick 'em. Pay your $7 and see if you can't turn that $7 into 90, 80, 100, 110, or whatever the pot is that week. Chalupa did it. Chalupa doesn't play every week. I think this might be Chalupa's first week, maybe second or third week playing. Threw his sheet in here, walking away with $100. Shout out to Chalupa and congratulations for getting it done. All right. Now, we're back where we were supposed to be, which is winners and losers. Let's go through the sheet. And right away, I don't know if you noticed, but at the top, Coop's color changed. That's because some shit changed. As you can see, it's a lot of red. A lot of red. All right. Let me pull that up for y'all so y'all can see it. I was about to do it again. Now you should be able to see it. All right. So as you can see, a lot of red. A lot of red. All right. First thing you notice is Coop's color changed. That's because Coop's in first place now. And my guy Smack City was bragging, and I told you it don't take much. And you know, this was a horrible week for everybody. And this was I'm beside myself, and I'm not mad because of the selections. I'm just mad that they didn't work out, because you got to be able to roll the dice and hope they come up nice. And they just haven't. It just hasn't happened for me yet. It's gonna happen eventually. I just hope it's not too little, too late. But this was the week. If you could have if anybody would have got to 8, you know how much ground you would have covered if you would have won 8 games this week. You know how much ground you cover if you just won 7 games this week. Now it don't help you if you've been picking shit the first 6 weeks and then you end up going 7 and 6. That doesn't sound like much, but when everybody else is going 4 and 9 and 5 and 8, and you go 7 and 6, that's a huge jump. You making power moves. I would have took 6 and 7 this week. That would have been a great week for me. Anyway, let's go through the high water mark for the week, and let's see if we can sort that out. I think that the high water mark this week might have been Sonny Rawson. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. He's got 7. So we're going to put your name in pink. And I think there were like 2 or 3 other people with 6 losses as well. He had 6 losses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he won 7 games. Nobody else won more than 7. So that's the kind of week it was, right? 7 and 6 is the best that anybody had to offer this week. As I said at the top of the show, NFL, you ain't shit. Let's see if we'll sort through it. Let's go through everybody's picks. Coop, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he went 6 and 7, and that was good enough to get him in the first place. That's the type of shit we own. 6 and 7, a losing record below the Mendoza line for the week was good enough to get Coop up from third to tied for first. Silver V, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And it's a lot of 9 and 4 9s. 4 9s and 5 and 8s were the records of choice this week. Red Ball Manders, I believe, is a 9 piece as well. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Sundi, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Daywalker. I mean, a lot of us would have been sipping and passing the piss cup if somebody didn't bail us out with a 10 piece. Well, shit, I think somebody bailed us out with an 11 piece. It was 11 and a 10 piece, so we were good. But it was a lot of us with 9 losses, boy. We would have been sipping and passing, sipping and passing, sipping and passing. Hey, you get you some? Nah, let me get a squig. That was almost us. Luckily enough, we were all spared. Nate P, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 and 5 and 8 for him. Skin 808 Skins fan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he had 6 and 7. Chalupa. Chalupa, I know Chalupa was a 6 piece. So we can go ahead and put you in pink right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we know you one of them. Let's see. Twin D, I think he has 7. 2, 4, 6, yeah, 7. Stacks, 3, 5, 7, 8. In your gym, 2, 4, 6, 8. Mike Jink, 2, 4, 6, 8. Tiffany, I think she had a 7 piece. 2, 4, 6, 7 for Tiffany. Young Mellow, 2, 4, 6, 8. King of the PR, or Kevin the PRF, excuse me, 2, 4. Hold on, 2, 4, 6. So Kevin the PRF had an awesome week at 7 and 6. Greg Giants 10, 2, 4, 6, 8. Big Baller Blake 2, 4, 6, 8. Boss Man had 8. I had 9. Ricky D Hustle had 8, I believe. 2, 4, 6, 8. J Cam Man had a good week. 2, 4, 6, 8. No, he didn't. He had a basic week, but that was good enough to get him where he needed to go. 2, 4, 6, 8. And let me make sure I didn't make a mistake. He was at 62 and 31. Yeah, and he went 5 and 8. So yeah. Okay. Media Truth 3, 6, 9. Rich, I think Rich had a 9 piece. 3, 6, 9. Yeah. Bronco Kid, I think he had an 8 piece. 3, 5, 8. Yep. Mike Lowry 3, 6, 8. Commander E 3, 5, 8. Major Tutty 3, 5, 9. Tyrant, I think, had a 6 piece too. Tyrant 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we go ahead and put you in pink as well. Or magenta. I think that's a magenta. Another strong week from Tyrant. Tyrant's been putting together some good weeks quietly. They had an early hold that they were in. They kind of dug themselves out with some really good weeks. Like 2 out of the last 4 weeks, Tyrant has been damn good. Matthew Lynch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 100 grand, 3, 5, 8. Big B, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So Big B, we gonna make you pissy for now. You the guy that bailed me out. I think somebody got you too, and you good. But I was good. After I saw you had 10, I was good. I didn't care about nothing else. I was like, okay, I'm off the hook. King of the North, 2, 4, 6, 7. Sonny Rawson, we already established 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we already established you as one of the better ones of the week. Big Time 2, 4, 6. Again, Big Time had the best record last week, 2 weeks in a row. But you see, Big Time is still lacking because he missed a week of picks, he said last week. So that's why it's important to get your shit in, man. Can you imagine where he would have been? He had the 2 best records each of the last 2 weeks. Imagine where he would have been if, I think, and he missed one of those weeks where it was 16 games. So he's 16 losses. Imagine where he'd be right now. Who knows? DMVJ. This is the dude I think that takes Big B off the hook. You know why? Because he didn't get his picks in until Friday. And then when he turned the picks in, he emailed them to me, and he didn't have one of the games on the sheet. So that's 2 losses right there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then you go pick some shit. So you turn the picks in late. You forget a pick when you do send them to me. He didn't send them in order like I asked him to. And then you pick some shit on top of that. You deserve the piss cup. By your damn self. You just were violating all over the place. So I feel no mercy in making you the piss cup recipient of week number 7. And you got, just like 100 grand had to do last week, you got to drink the shit all by yourself. Navy Ramjet. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Billy Bronco, or Bronco Billy, excuse me. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Samuel Pando, I think he had an 8-piece. 2, 4, 6, 8. Mr. HTTR, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Cody, 2, 4, 6, 8. HTTR Carson, 2, 4, 6, 8. Derek B, 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yep. Juice, 2, 4, 6. Juice. Another one that we add to the high of the week. Good week for Juice. Bet the board, 2, 4, 6, 7. Smack City, 8-piece for Smack City. Or excuse me, 9-piece for Smack City, which is what allowed Soul with his 8-piece to catch up. And Coop with his 7-piece to catch up. So 9-piece for Smack City. Gridiron King, 2, 4, 6, 8. Metaphor, I think he had a good week. 2, 4, 6. Yep. Thought I remembered Metaphor with 6. Hype Dude, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Soul had 8. Rick the Ruler, 14, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Jordan Jones, 2, 4, 6, 7. And Dandrix, 3, 4, 7. All right. So there we have it. Our congratulations to all of our high watermark players for the week. Chalupa, Kevin the PRF, Tyrant, Big Time, Sonny Rawson, Juice, and Metaphor. All with 7 and 6 records for the week. Our placing looks like this. Soul, who was in second place the last 2 weeks, is now elevated to a tie for first place with Smack City, who had been in first place by his lonesome, who is now tied with Soul, Smack City, and Coop, has joined the ranks of number 1. Shout out to Coop, who's been putting together some really solid picks over the last 3 or 4 weeks strong. In second place now is Sonny Rawson by himself. Sonny put together a hell of a week, and that elevated him to second place. Shout out to Sonny Rawson. And also, third place, you have a tie between Mr. HTTR and J Camman 99, who elevated himself from right around that 4 or 5 area into the top 3 with a not a great week, but good enough, good enough to get him into third place, tied with Mr. HTTR. So DMVJ 93, come on forward, man. Come on. Come forth. Take a knee, bro. Take a knee. You know how this works. I don't think this is your first time. Maybe it is your first time. Let me before you take a sip, let me talk to you, man. Get your picks in on time. All right. I've been gracious with the sheets. Normally 6 o'clock is the cutoff. I've been leaving it on until 8 and then closing the portal. So I'm giving you 2 additional hours to get your shit in, get your picks in. Okay. Shit happens. Life happens. I know, not everybody is thinking about this. This is not maybe the first priority for you every week. I get it. You forgot to turn them in. The portal's closed. If you're going to email me your picks, all I ask is that you email me them in the order of the games the way I have them situated. And don't forget a game. You cost yourself 2 games because you missed Thursday night because you missed the cutoff. And then when you sent me your picks, you left a damn game out. You didn't even give yourself a chance. You were dying to sip from the piss cup. Well, guess what? You ain't sipping from it. You drinking it. You gulping it. You got a big gulp. No straw, though. All right, man. Enough talking. Start drinking. We'll let you, find a way to get it all down because that's a lot. It stinks, too. And that looked real dark. That's some real dark urine right there. Drink up, my man. We'll check on you in a little bit. Anyway, let's get to the comment section real quick before we get out of here. Everything you guys need is up on the Linktree links. So sheets for all 3 LTN exclusives are up and available. All the results from this past week are available. So go in, help yourself, check it out. Anyway, I digress. Got a couple supers. Smack City, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Smack City writes, Louie, it ain't so lonely at the top no more. LOL. Nah, it ain't. But you still at the top. That's the most important part. Okay. It'd be different if not only were you not lonely at the top, you weren't at the top no more. At least you still at the top. Now you just got to fight to stay there. Okay. And that's what it's about. You've put yourself right where you need to be. Now it's about consistency throughout to keep you there. All right. Coop, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. My guy Coop writes, Niners got me, but it feels good to be tied for first. I mean, Niners got everybody. I mean, you wouldn't have benefited from that. Everybody picked San Francisco. So had you won that game, so would everybody else have. So that didn't really do much, for anybody. Like, those aren't the games I get mad about. It's the ones where I go against the grain. Like, I picked the Chargers and Kansas City, and they had their opportunities. I watched the game, and I'm like, you stinking ass bastards. You had every opportunity to do the shit that I thought you could go in there and do. But that's why they're a 2-5 ball club, or 2-4 ball club right now, because they're not very good. They make those mistakes instead of making the plays to help them win. Those are the ones that hurt you. The ones that where you go against the grain, or it's a coin flip game, and you just like that Colts one. I needed that one bad. I needed the Browns to win that game. I'd have been hurting. I probably would have been pissy if I didn't win that game. Shout out to the Browns for coming up huge and clutch for the kid down the stretch and winning that damn ball game, because I couldn't afford any more losses. I couldn't afford any more. And that's one of those ones, you lose it, but somebody else gonna win it, right? That ain't like when San Francisco lost or Buffalo lost. Ain't nobody picking New England. So you can take that loss with everybody else. That's not gonna hurt you. That Detroit, me picking Baltimore was huge too. A lot of people picked Detroit. And I knew Baltimore was going to beat them, but I negated that shit by picking the Chargers. But I'm not mad at it. I thought the Chargers were going to win, but yikes. Hey, DMV, J, 93, how you coming? Hey, ho. Don't talk with piss in your mouth. Don't spray that shit on me now. Swallow that first, okay? You good? All right. Still look like you got about a third of the cup left. Take your time, man. We ain't going nowhere yet. Let's see. Rich says, I went 5-8. I thought I would have been sipping from the piss cup. Nah, bro. 5-8. 5-8 is actually a good week. That's a modest week. J. Camman says there were several matchups I thought could go the other way, but I thought I would have been unsafe to go the other way. That's the mental gymnastics you have to play, right? Is you have to, you tell yourself, I know this team can win the game. I know they can win the game. But I'm gonna feel worse about losing if I pick them than if I pick the team that I'm about to select. And that's the game you play with yourself, right? Like you told yourself, I know Denver could beat Green Bay. I know Green Bay trash. But I'm gonna be sick to my damn stomach if I pick Denver and Green Bay beats their ass. So I'm gonna just go with Green Bay. Those are the conversations you have. The game for me like that this week was Pittsburgh. Because I know, and I said, bro, who you trust more, Mike Tomlin or Sean McVay? And in my mind, I'm like, bro, it's not rocket science. Just go with Mike Tomlin, bro. He coming off of a bye. You don't trust the Rams. You don't trust Sean McVay. But I said, TJ Watt hurt his toe in practice. And I let that shit eat away at me to the point where I let it change my mind. I had Steelers initially. That shit hurt. That should have been a win. And I thought the Steelers were going to be good before the season started. And I kind of cooled off on them after seeing Kenny Pickett kind of just like being meh. But now they got Deontay Johnson back. That's the one that hurt me. Like, come on, bro. You didn't need to lose that one. There were a lot of those games this week. Big Money Sonny says, whole team is trash, embarrassing and disgusting. Bees like that, man. J. Camman says, like, for example, I picked the Steelers, but switched to the Rams. See, I just brought that shit up. I did the same thing you did. I initially had Steelers. I went through my sheet one final time before I submitted it, and I changed my damn mind. I said, let me check the injury report one more time. And I seen TJ Watt was up there with a toe, and I'm like, oh, where did that come from? Then I start looking it up, and they said he had done it, over the bye week. And I'm like, he might not play. And then when he don't play, they don't win. Then he goes and gets a goddamn pick. Changed the whole game. He says, but to be safe, and I was surprised how many people picked the Rams because I thought it was a coin flip. I think it was less about their confidence in the Rams and more about their lack of trust in the Steelers. Like, the Steelers had no business beating the Ravens before the bye week. That was as ugly a victory as you will find. And so I think people were like, nah, I'm not messing with Pittsburgh. They can't score no damn points. Let's see. Yeah, I apologize for not showing y'all the screen. I was tripping. J. Camman says, I always look forward to you doing this every week. So I just want to say thanks. This is the highlight of my week. It's a lot of fun. I'm glad I can do it. I'm glad I was able to bring it back, man. And you guys make it fun because, again, me just doing this wouldn't be anything if you guys weren't here kicking it with me to do it. And all of you guys participating makes this what it is. I told you the football season just isn't as fun when you're not competing. I like to compete. My wife asked me what was wrong on Monday. And I was like, Sunday was a really, really bad day. And she's like, what happened? I'm like, EB isn't who I thought he was. We suck. She said, okay. And what else? I went 4-9 in the survive. I said, I went 4-9 in winners and losers. She's like, okay, and she just don't get it. Like, I'm like, I don't like to lose. And she was looking like, that's why you acting all stank? Yeah, that's why I'm acting all stank. Juan Gotti talking sports. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Who writes, Eugene pisses me off every time he opens his mouth. He's at that point now where there's really nothing he can say that's going to appease anybody. I mean, he's got a job to do, but at this point, anytime he speaks is like nails on a chalkboard. Or even worse, a metal bowl on a glass plate or spoon. A glass bowl, excuse me. Or for me, because I'm a cereal eater, a metal bowl, a metal spoon on a glass bowl. Oh, that's like where we at with Ron right now. Smack City, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Smack City, thank you for being a member of the MOBB rights. NFL like Pokemon. Fire beats grass, grass beats water, water beats fire. You got to figure out which team is fire, which team is water, which team is grass. I used to be a hell of a Pokemon player back in the day, man. I had, so I was back in the day when shit first came out. Blue, red and blue, gold and silver. Those were my Pokemon fighting years, right? Anything competitive I could get my hands on, I was playing the shit. So I didn't even like the show, but damn if I wasn't training Pokemon to kick your ass, right? Even when it got the Nintendo 64 game that came out, right? I prefer linking up with 2 Game Boys, though. Showing my age again. But anyway, yeah, that shit is complicated, right? Like an electric Pokemon can't, do shit with a ground Pokemon, right? It's like you got to try to play all of those games in your head like, yeah, man, shit. That attack ain't going to do shit to him. I need to figure this shit out, man. Like, it's not adding up. It's not computing right now, man. The math that I'm doing ain't mathing. I got to figure this shit out and figure it out fast. Big Money Sonny, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the MOBB who writes, bro, I haven't felt this disgusted after a loss in like 20-some years. I told you on Friday, if we lost to the Giants, it was going to feel 10 times worse than the Bears game. I told you that. I told you how it was going to feel. I've been there before, so I already knew how that was going to make a lot of you feel. I'm older, so that ish doesn't affect me, but man, I really thought EB was going to fix stuff this year. We got a long way to go, and I think that's what hit me. It wasn't just losing to the Giants. I hate losing to the Giants, but it was the fact that EB couldn't win. We scored our first touchdown with 11 minutes to go. We had plenty of time to win the game, and we couldn't even tie it up. Now, some of that, I believe, is on Ron not going for it on 4th and 2, but that's the shit that bothered me is we couldn't figure out a way to beat the Giants. Like, look, we could have sat here bitched about the slow start, but if we won the game 21-14 or 17-14, bitch and complain, but we're doing it with the dub. But to not be able to score double digits, to only score 7, that's the best you can do. That was the best plan you could come up with. And again, it wasn't just all on him. We'll talk about that tonight. It just, that shit is rough, bro. Juan Gotti talking sports. Double up. Thank you for doubling up. Who writes? Team gonna show up versus Philly, then lose to a bad team. That's our MO. Like, I wouldn't be shocked in the least if we beat the Eagles. I'm almost in my mind expecting it, but I can't say that shit out loud. Not after what we just did against the Giants. I can't say the shit out loud. But that's kind of how I'm feeling. Like, after the Eagles just got that big momentous win and they beating their chest, and then they see us and we just scored 7 points, they got to be looking at us like, hey, they trash. And that's when we jump up and bite their ass. But then, like you said, we'll go and lose to New England the following week. So, it cancels it out, right? Like, you can't even really be excited about the shit. Jason Rogers, my guy, Uncle Jay, been a member for 16 months. Writes, Pokemon Silver with a pink Game Boy was me, LOL. I had a purple joint. I had a purple Game Boy. It was a Game Boy Mini, one of the small joints, the skinny joints. Yeah, that was me. And we had the little cord that you would hook up to be able to play against one another, to battle. We were some nerds, man. Straight up. Anyway, I digress. Let's see. We'll take a couple more because I'm already running late for my other video, but I'm gonna take a couple more. Kevin, the PRF writes, the Chargers. Well, you warned yourself. I did. Look, I'm not mad at the Chargers. I took a shot at the dart. I threw a dart at the board, and it didn't stick. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at the Chargers at all. They did the thing that they always do, and I know what they do, and I still pick them anyway. So I told you, most times you get what you deserve. Like it's tough when you make great picks and then they don't pan out. When you pick shit and you get shit results, like play dumb games, win stupid prizes, right? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. That's what I did. I played a very dangerous game, and I got what I deserved. I'm lucky I'm not sipping from the piss cup. Speaking of which, DMVJ 93, you done with that? It's still a little squig in there. I know it ain't much. Man, finish the damn piss, please. Thank you. Give me the damn goblet back, man. Don't let that shit happen again. Get your damn picks in on time. That was a nasty ass burp. Back the hell up. Mouth smelling like straight Cheerios. Back the hell up. JCamman99 writes, when the Bills were losing, I kept looking out of the town at the out of town scores, and I wish I was watching that Browns Colts game instead. That was a damn good game. I had the 4-piece on the TV. Patriots, Bills, Colts, Browns. Who knew that was going to be the game of the day? Falcons, Bucks. That was a damn good game too. And what was the fourth game that I had in the other corner? That one wasn't all that entertaining. But it wasn't Lions and Ravens. That was an ass thrashing, but forgot what the other game was. Can't think of who else played in the 1 o'clock hour. Did Jacksonville play something? No, they played on Thursday night. Whatever it was, I lost that game too. So it didn't really matter. I lost that shit too. I can't think of who it was that was playing. Bears and Raiders was the other game. That's what it was. Coop writes, nah, Niners cost me my survivor pool, shaking my damn head. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't think about that. Yeah. Look, that's tough. You know, I always encourage people, you know, and I always tell you, don't listen to me. I'm a damn loser when it comes to the survivor pool. So don't listen to me. But I always try to stay away from road teams. I saw I got. The Eagles were on the road. If they were at home, they would have beat the Jets. But they were on the road, and I know better. And I got what I deserved, right? JCamman99 writes, I'm assuming you don't think Tyrod Taylor is good. He looked good against Buffalo. I didn't see the Commanders game. No, you assumed wrong. I know what Tyrod Taylor is. He's a damn good NFL backup. My problem with Tyrod Taylor is he can't stay healthy. I truly believe Tyrod Taylor can start for an NFL team. Now, again, he's not that much different from Ryan Tannehill or Alex Smith. He'll get you to the playoffs. He's just not going to win you shit when you get there, right? But you can win 10 games, 11 games with Tyrod Taylor as your starting quarterback. You're just not going to win a Super Bowl with him. So I think he's a really good backup quarterback in this league. Damn good. You know? And he played well against us. He did exactly what I thought. I'd much rather have played against Daniel Jones. I knew what we were getting ourselves into. Niners fan says, I don't play, but I always enjoy watching the kickbacks, especially the ones from a few weeks ago when you sang Balamos by Enrique Iglesias. That comes if you were with me back in the day. This is probably like 7-8 years ago when we used to do these types of things, but it was a lot different back in those days because I ain't have a lot of subscribers and it was just like a core group of us. And we had this thing called the upper room, and it was the same concept. We were still picking winners and losers and things of that nature, but it was a select few of us. It was probably only like maybe 20 people. And we would have a blast doing that thing. And Enrique would make his picks. Poor Enrique, we ran him off. His picks were so bad every week. We would kill him. And we would dance, Enrique, dance. That's where we started singing Balamos. I started singing Balamos because he was Enrique. And I think that song might have been out at that time. Maybe it had come out a little bit before then, but it was a lot of fun. Anyway, I digress. I'm going to get out of here, man. You guys enjoy the rest of your week. If you're a Washington fan, I'll see you in 5 minutes, maybe, for CNN Live. For the rest of you, if I don't catch you on, Thursday night overtime or Sunday night overtime or any of the other programs, the podcast tomorrow, then I'll see you for the kickback next week, hopefully. And hopefully the results will be much better than they were this week. Remember, if your picks ain't shit, you'll be drinking piss. All right. You guys have a good one. Hold on. Got another super chat before we get out of here. Bro, what's up with these trade rumors that aren't going to happen? You're the GM, Lou. What would you do? I know number one would be fire Ron and company. Next, I'd be fielding offers. I'd be listening to what people had to say. Because you already know a lot of these dudes aren't going to be back next year. So if you can get something for them, get something for them, right? Now, the season's not over yet. So you got to kind of weigh how aggressive you want to be in moving pieces and see what people are actually interested in. Because as a fan, you thinking, hey, let's get all these expiring contracts and guys that aren't going to be here when the next regime comes in. Let's get these guys out of here. But don't nobody want your expiring contract. I'm not giving you something for a dude that might not be on my team next year. That's why Chase Young and Montez Sweat aren't as appealing to some, because not only are you trading for them, you're going to have to pay them, or you're going to have to slap the franchise tag on them, because who wants to trade a second round? Like, we're not going to give them away. We're getting you're going to get a third round compensatory pick. If Chase Young and or Montez Sweat, Cam Curl, Antonio Gibson, Curtis Samuel, if these dudes leave in free agency next year, you're getting compensatory picks for these guys, especially the high dollar value items. You're getting a third round pick for Chase Young, maybe two, if both of them are gone and they get top dollar somewhere else. So if you're not offering me something better than a 3, then what are we talking about? Don't even hit my line. Why would I trade you Chase Young for a 5th round pick? I heard some craziness, like a day 3 pick. Are you smoking something? I'm getting a 3rd for him when he walks in free agency. Why would I trade him to you for a 4th? I'd be listening, though. I'd be listening. Honestly, I really want to see what this week looks like before I make a decision. Because if Chase Young plays the way he played last week, this week against a much better offensive line, I'm keeping Chase Young. I'm building with Chase Young. He's starting to look like the guy that we drafted number 2 overall. And if he's going to play like that, I need him on my team. So I think this will be a big week just in evaluating some of these pieces. And then you can make a decision after this game against Philadelphia. You beat Philadelphia, you're back to 500. You're still chasing after something. It may be, a chase that in a race you're not going to win, but you're still chasing after something. You go to 3-5 and the season looks like it's going nowhere fast. All right. And you see Chase Young against much better competition and he's quiet. Okay. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyway, I digress. You guys get out of here. Take care. God bless. Good night.